Welcome to another episode of St Vincent Untold Stories. Breaking news. It is alleged that a bad man kribitt was sent to Dover. Oh me, oh my, oh my, oh my. Attack. Some bad man running and spread out kribitt last night. Do you remember that 2 years ago I did a story about Jamal Finch, bad man kribitt from Paul's Avenue? You see, one time kribitt and a youth named Jarrell was caught with a sack of popo. And when I say popo, I am not talking about a Chiochi and 404. I'm not talking about them rusty thing that the old spin barrel them we come from out of Lucia. We talk about brand new tool. So the man them got caught with Rasta hat, a wig, a mask. You see the man them that bung for go pan an operation. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like this one. Very often I see some of my subscribers in the comment section saying, do a story about this man and that man. Do one about Badman kribitt. Well, 2 years ago I did a story about Badman kribitt. So that is why I normally give my viewers a time to go back and check back the stories. Because if I do them one after one every day, then you might be lost. Too many stories at one time. So I'm giving you time to go and recheck the stories that I did. You see, kribitt was a bad man from Paul's Avenue. He rocked with the baddest of the baddest. Yes, man. When you talk about bad man from Paul's, you talk about Naphtali Diaz, kribitt, Bauer, South and all them youth today. Yes, as I told you before, Untold Stories was here a very long time. You see, back in the days when kribitt reigned, a whole heap of bad man did walk kribitt. You see, one time, kribitt and a boy did go nyam for food. And when they nyam food now, the man them retaliate and run in and do so tack. And kribitt pick up one across him face. But you see, kribitt survived. But the men them wasn't satisfied. So one time again, a whole heap of bad man in the slum chill out. Boy, to a known as hill and running and do so tack. Wall and all mash up. But you see, at that time, Gerald was the one that picked up the corn in his face, and kribitt got some graze and he picked up one in the arm. I remember I told you how the war basically started in Paul's Avenue with Rambo and Fry. Yes, man, you see, kribitt was a friend of Sylvester's right-hand man. Do you remember that I told you in a previous episode that Rambo and Fry was best friends, and they started out early in the puffer war, but Fry wasn't dealing fair with the bubble jet. So Rambo picked up a lot of the blame. So some man decided say, you know what, Fry always so we go for him. The man connect pan Fry down an area then call bottom tongue down a Rosa place and can up Fry attack. But there was several key weaknesses, and the man them point out Rambo and Crimo, and said the man them mash the works. But they were slum and operate. The man they retaliate fast. So the man them wanted to catch Rambo and Crimo. But you see, Rambo did gone pan our hands. So the man them decided, you know what, we set up the boy Crimo. So the man them call up on bad man and tell the bad man, say, look ya, if you not do what we say for do, we keep your dog. Boy, the man's a poodle, like it was very expensive. So the man them decided, say, look ya, you have to tell the boy kribitt for come to because Crimo don't want to come alone. So the bad man talked to kribitt and kribitt decided, say, them a go ride because no boy not go violate them, them a real bad man. The plan was set, and the man them flagged down the jeep. All the time the driver saw the vehicle following, but remember it was a setup. As soon as the jeep came to a stop, it was tack. Everything the man them released. Kribitt jump out and run. The other man scattered as well. Boy, the man them said kribitt like he was faster than one Usain Bolt. So kribitt and the other man escaped, while Crimo was sent to Dovecat. Whole heap of bad man got picked up on that charge. If you have been following Untold Stories, you would know that 5 men were recently sent to Dovecat in St Vincent and the Grenadines involving a mass Dovecat ascending. You see, one of the men that was sent to Dovecat in the mass Dovecat ascending, one of his relatives was involved in the scene with Cremo. So you see how long this beef has been going on. Just imagine boys who grew up in the same community with one another, pitch marbles and played football, going head to head at war with each other. Some of the other men in Paul's Avenue had labeled Kribitt an informant because they wanted to know every time Kribitt got away. They went for him, fired Popo, and he survived. And when the ammunitions were found, that he was given a small sentence of 3 years. And one time again, Kribitt and another bad man did touch hands, and only the bad man went into prisons. So they started to say that Kribitt was a key witness for the police. But you see, just like how Dutchy was lucky, Kribitt was lucky also. Because you see, the men who went on the mission to take out men like Kribitt and Dutchy, they knew who they were dealing with. So they went in and they fired at some popo, tack, 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 out of nowhere, wild thing, no. A man pay them a little 2 grand and 3 grand and them believes them can fly and bat. So the man then run up on the man them get scared. So they didn't hit the targets correctly. You see the recent sending of the 5 men to Dovecat. Kribitt's name was circulating in the streets, saying that he had some kind of connection to what went on. You see men like Kribitt, they lived up to their names. And I hear the name Kribitt. We think Kribitt mean? Somebody who not unfair, somebody who heartless. It was alleged that one time a man did hold Kribitt and stash a wider substance and the man now pass. The boy them say Kribitt take a hammer and just hit that pan that toenail. That's the alcohol label. That's the moon, that's the stars, and that's the border flare above him head. Him just say Kribitt, the thing there under his bed. You see, there was only one top ranking general that could match the name Kribitt, and that was none other than Judge Boyens from out Hartley Hall. The man they cool, the man they roll in a worse coat with cut off mouth po. From the time you hear Kribitt and Judge Boyens, them a look for you, and a scatter, fly out. You see, the reason why Kribitt had them, they know they picked up a lot of jail time, the men was smart. If you notice when they got caught with the sack of a popo, they had mask and they had rasta hair. So the men them used to dress up like women, have wig and thing, and have the rasta hair to disguise. The man them not fair no boy, but they don't want long jail time. So they hid their identity. You don't have some man at about me a bad man, me go for them anyway. Brother, they light. No, sir. Kribitt and them move like them afraid. And when you see night reach, them man turn ghost. Sometime you go on some block and you see like all 10 youths piled up in one area. And when you pass, them mouths are longer than a bala one and wow. And you swear to them a bad man. But when badness reach them, now they start to ball when them they in a police custody. Me buddy, the only bad man they in a jail is the tonky and the wardeners. The man they tell you when to go to bed and when to eat and sleep. And they might even tell you when for number 2 as well. It is alleged that it had a bad man used to wile up all the cat man them in tongue. And the man go violate one of Kribitt cousin one time and Kribitt go for that. And the man start to rail up and go on like him my whole body starting. The man them say Kribitt just break a blocks into and take and half a blocks and just do that blast eye. From the time that get that in that head that I never trouble nobody again. Untold Stories want to say condolences to the family of Jamal Finch Kribitt. Your name would never be forgotten in the Pals Avenue era. You see, in this bad man life, it is either jail, a cemetery, or hospital. No matter what you do in this life, it have some men would never forget, and they would always try to come back for you. I had a friend by the name of Naphtali Diaz, aka Al Capone, and he had told me several times that he wanted to leave the life of crime behind. But his past followed him right through until the man sent him to Dovecat. Untold Stories, our message is always simple. Youths, stay away from badness. stay in school and get an education.